All right, welcome back to our small world. I figured we'll start this episode again with a little bit of fishing. We're still waiting on our first bit of treasure. I'm feeling optimistic that it'll come soon. And I figured we could have a little chat while we fish away. It's about a problem I've been having. And it's not a very serious problem, but it's been on my mind for the last couple years, if I had to be honest. And the problem is that I have not taken the time to really get through everything I need to sort this problem out. And it has to do with, I guess you could call it a mathematical problem. Now, it has to do with distance. How far apart two objects are away from each other. That's usually what distance means, plus minus some different ideas. But when you have three objects, and you want to think about distance, you have to pick out two of them, and then you get the distance between them. So like if we had say 3 blocks, block 1, oh geez, I can't type, block 1, block 2, and block 3, and we wanted to talk distance, we would have to pick 2 blocks at a time. Block 1 and block 2. They would have a certain distance. I'll call it distance, no, not distance 9. I'll call it distance 1, 2. So that's the distance between block 1 and block 2. And I don't know, that could be this cobblestone I'm standing on, and this piece of polished andesite on the corner here. Their distance is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? No problem. We could also have the distance between block 2 and block 3. And that would be different. What would our third block be? What about this crafting table? Well, how far apart is it from, say, block 2, which is over here? Now, there's 2 ways to answer this question, depending on how you measure distance. Minecraft uses something known as taxi cab metric for certain things. Like how far away these 2 blocks are, you might say, well, how many steps on the X or Z coordinate scale do I have to take? Oh, hold on, we have a guest. Huh. I can't fight in this fight mode, but I would gladly, gosh. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Cast a rod. So we would go 1, 2, 3 steps in our horizontal direction, and 1, 2, 3 steps and 4 to get here. So that would be 3 and 4, that's 7. So in this case, the distance between block 2 and 3 would be 7. But here's the thing. If you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, what if you just went straight through the diagonal? Would that be? Well, I know the math. If it's 3 and then 4, the diagonal is always 5. So that's under the what we know call the taxi cab metric. But we could also say that the distance is 5. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes. So it is like automatically true that any two objects will be the same distance apart from each other, right? Like the distance from this block to that block is the same as this distance from this block to that block. In a way, we could say that the distance from block 1 to block 2 is equal to the distance of block 2 to block 1. Right? That's just like always true about distances. That's just like how it goes. So here's my concern. Or taking the next step here is, can we have it so that the distance between object 1 and object 2 is the same distance between object 2 and object 3? Hey, we got our first piece of treasure. As I was. 2 object 3, and that be equal to the distance between object 3 and object 1. I guess another way to reword it is, can you have 3 objects so that the distance between any two is always the same? Excuse you. Oh, sorry, you're my math student now. Pay attention. Alright, so yeah, what would that look like? And if you just had like a normal situation, you know, like you could have, oh dear, how do you even do triangles here and make them work? Let's do taxicab metric. So let's say you are 1, 2, I think that works. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So if this is torch 1 and this is torch 2, they're distance 2 away from each other. This is torch 1 and this is torch 2. They're a distance of 2 from each other. No way. So you can have 3 objects positioned in such a way so that any two are the same distance apart in a, what we call a taxicab metric. Okay, I can tell you're trying to get to the surface to kill me, and I don't want to have to deal with that. You've been a bad student. I hope this makes sense. Now, can we do that with 4 items? And I want to say yes. It should work for 4. Because the distance, say from 1 to 2 is 1, 2. Right, so here the distance from 1 to 2 is equal to 2. And now this is 2 and that's 3. That's 1, 2 or 1, 2. Whichever way you want to go, it's the same distance. So the distance between 2 and 3 is also 2. The distance between 3 and 4 is also 2, right? This is 3, that's 4. That distance is 2. The distance between 4 and 1 is also 2. And we have a couple of more distances left to check. The distance between, say, 1 and 3 we haven't checked yet, and that's going to be 2, because there's 1, there's 3, and you go 1, 2. And then the distance to 2 and 4 is also 2. So there we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 distances in all between any any pair of torches that I've put down. They're all the same distance away using the Minecraft metric. However, can we add a 5th point and have that work? I believe it's impossible. And I just can't really think of what's a reasonable answer as to why. You know, if I had a 5th one here, sorry, if I had one here, right, like all these ones are the same distance apart, but this one's a distance of 1 away from all of them. So here the distance between 5 and any of the other ones, well, that's just 1, which is not 2. That's no good, right? They all have to be 2. Well, can we rearrange them in such a way that a 5th one could fit? I think the answer is no. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 1, 2. Nope. I think it's impossible, but I can't really think of a good argument as to why it's impossible. And when we look at problems like this, saying that you couldn't find a way to do it, it's not really a good argument as to why it's not possible. But something I just realized by exploring this with you is that it's possible for 4. But if we used the traditional distance, right? The distance just like a straight line that connects the 2 points. Well, this line from here to here is shorter than this line from here to here. So this arrangement doesn't work for our traditional notion of distance. It works for Minecraft distance, but it doesn't work for traditional, sort of the distance we take for granted every day. You just walk in a straight line and you're like, okay, that was a meter. Okay, that was 2 meters. That was actually a bit more than a meter, but it's not 2 meters. And as it turns out, if you use the traditional distance, just taking the straight line and not the shimmy sideways up and down, you'll never find a way for it to work for 4 torches. And that is the problem that has been stuck in my head for ever so long. I hope that made sense. It makes sense to me. But then again, this problem has been in my head for the last couple of years, and I haven't really put too much thought into it. I hadn't even realized that it works for Minecraft distances. Huh. That's wonderful. Anyway, we didn't get the treasure we wanted, but we took down another ghast, and maybe next time we can try to get those diamonds. Alright, that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent night.